I'm 25 years old, and for the last few years, I've been living in a reality that feels like two separate lives. On the surface, I'm everything people expect from a masculine guy. Strong build, deep voice, traditional hobbies, confident around women. Friends see me as the alpha in the group. My family sees me as the one who has his life together. But behind that, there's another side of me, one I've kept completely hidden. A side that's been gnawing at me, growing stronger every year. It started as curiosity, just small thoughts I brushed aside, wondering what it might feel like to express myself in softer, more traditionally feminine ways. Not because I didn't like being a man, but because something in me wanted to explore a part of myself I'd never allowed out. I wanted to be expressive, sensual, even pretty in a way that went against everything I'd been taught about what a man should be. At first, it was harmless daydreams. But then I started experimenting in secret, trying on certain clothes when I was alone, putting on makeup just to see what I'd look like. I told myself it was nothing, just a curiosity I'd outgrow. But I didn't outgrow it. I fed it. When the pandemic hit, the isolation gave me the perfect excuse to go deeper. I wasn't seeing people as often, and no one could just drop by unexpectedly. That's when things really escalated. I started exploring online, chat rooms, private DMs, role-play servers. At first it was innocent, just talking to people who understood this side of me, but it quickly became sexual. I was texting, sexting, sending pictures, sometimes dressed in women's clothing, sometimes wearing makeup. And then I crossed into territory I never thought I would. Taboo fantasies, extreme kinks, things I now feel deep shame about. Race play, feminization, degradation, CNC role play. I told myself it was all consensual, and to my knowledge it was. But the words I said, the things I did, they were things I would never want anyone in my real life to know about me. I made fake accounts to hide my identity. I would hop from one platform to another, chasing that same rush, the high of attention, the validation, the thrill of being someone completely different from who I was in the real world. The worst part? It became a cycle. Indulge, regret, swear I'd stop. And then a week later, I'd be back, chasing something even more extreme. I became addicted, not just to the acts themselves, but to the feeling of being seen, desired. I told myself it was just a private fantasy, but in truth, it was eating away at me. And all this time, I was terrified, paranoid someone would find out, anxious every time I opened my phone. I couldn't talk to friends about it, not without risking everything. It was destroying my self-respect. Every time I closed my laptop or deleted a chat history, I'd sit there in silence wondering, what the hell am I doing with my life? I could have been using that time to build something real, to improve myself, to connect with people in genuine ways. But instead, I was chasing an addiction that only made me hate myself more. Here's the part that makes it even harder. I'm a deeply spiritual and religious person. I believe in morality, in doing what's right, and the life I was living in secret went against everything I believed in. It made me feel like a hypocrite, like someone who didn't deserve forgiveness. I started thinking about what would happen if people found out. My family, my friends, maybe even future partners. I've built an image of myself as a strong, dependable, respectable man. But if they knew the things I'd said in those chats, the things I'd done behind closed doors, that image would shatter instantly. And maybe that's what I deserve. I feel like I've become two people, the man everyone sees and the man I am when no one's looking. And I don't know which one is the real me anymore. These days I'm trying to stop, to let go of this addiction, but the cravings still creep in. I'll see something online, or I'll get bored and lonely, and the thoughts start again. I'm not proud of the things I've done. I feel selfish, inconsiderate, like I've let my own desires matter more than my dignity, my beliefs, and my future. Maybe one day I'll forgive myself. Maybe one day I'll figure out how to integrate these sides of me in a way that isn't destructive. But for now, I'm still in the fight. Thanks for listening to my story. I know this one was raw and maybe even uncomfortable to hear, but that's the truth. Sometimes our darkest secrets are the ones that teach us the most about who we are. Have you ever had a part of yourself you were afraid to show the world? Share your story in the comments. You might help someone who's feeling the same way. And if you want more real stories, bold, raw, and unapologetically honest, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss the next one.